Wow, today's star is Melvin. When it comes to compliments, he's practically a wordsmith, but getting him to praise someone, that's harder than rocket science. After deep thought, he admitted having a mental illness and the doctor told him to take meds. He was once a staunch anti-medication advocate. Now, in a bid to look semi-normal in front of Carol, he's all about that psychological patch-up, while Melvin is willing to take his most hated meds. Carol's heart is doing backflips. Melvin actually spoke those romantic words. Compared to those bland compliments, Carol thinks this is the sweetest praise ever. She even leans in for a kiss. But he forgot, Melvin hates physical contact. He stiffens, avoiding Carol's gaze. Carol can't help but ask, "Why did you bring me here?" Hoping for another round of sweet nothing. Subtitles. Unexpectedly, he once again begins, started as low EQ remarks. "If you've ever had something with Simon, you might wait, what? That's just a thought. So you brought me here? Am I what? Am I in debt to you?" Carol is fuming. Not only does Melvin misunderstand her relationship with Simon, he's turned her into a loose woman in his mind. She just wants to pack her bag. Melvin tries to explain the misunderstanding, but she's already stormed off, leaving the romantic date in shambles. Back home, Carol finds Simon trying to call his parents, but he can't get through. He leaves them a voicemail. He hopes they'll call back. Carol rushes into his room, determined to avoid Melvin and just crash here. Without a care in the world, she starts stripping in front of Simon to take a shower, and he suddenly gets an artistic itch. Ever since he got jumped, he lost his muse, but Carol's innocent move sparks a torrent of inspiration. Simon suddenly shouts, "I have to paint you. Oh, I just must paint you." No, totally unnecessary. In way uglier than you think. "I must paint, not drawn for a week." Carol declines, yet he starts complimenting her. "Your neck is elegantly long, your back has perfect lines, thin yet powerful, you're practically a work of art. If I don't capture this, I'll regret it forever." Simon's compliments feel way smoother than Melvin's. For Carol, this is a delightful surprise. She decides to be Simon's model and even lets her towel drop a bit to show off her perfect back. Meanwhile, Melvin is at the bar drowning in booze. All the other patrons are gone. Just a few waitstaff cleaning up while he's talking to himself. The staff eye him suspiciously. The next day, he stumbles home drunk and opens the door to find Simon and Carol both in bathrobes. "So, you and her, huh?" Simon gives Carol the compliment she's been waiting for, reigniting his own artistic passion. But for Melvin, it's a heavy blow. Simon's mom calls back just to tell him she never hated him. Even though she doesn't live with them anymore, she still loves her parents. While Simon's on the call, Carol's packing to leave. Subtitles. Melvin follows behind, offering apologies, but Carol pays him no heed, only concerned about Simon. "I know I'm a little bit nervous." At first glance, everything seems simple now. Carol. Car's been lifted, Simon's found himself again, and any future gloom is just a small bump on the road of life for her. But Melvin still can't find his way, only knowing that Carol's still mad at him. Surprisingly, he goes all out to try and win her over, in the most clumsy, gorgeous song she sang on the way. This time she said it wasn't good, which totally bummed Melvin out the whole ride. He wanted to drive Carol home, but she flat out refused, saying, "I don't want to see you anymore, you only make me feel awkward." Melvin didn't expect Carol to loathe him so much. Usually indifferent to others' feelings, her words hit him hard. With Simon's rent due, she's out of options, and just when she's stressed, a dog suddenly appears. She and Melvin bond over petting the dog, and Simon cracks a joke. "Mummy and Daddy are home." Melvin's totally blindsided. Let's not forget, Simon's gay, and all this time he's been thinking about himself, not Carol. She's no longer against Simon. Seeing he's got nowhere to go, she decides to take him in and cleaned up a nice cozy room for him. Subtitles. She even cleared out the study room as a rest area for him, saying, "Thank you, Melvin, you make me feel uneasy, but I love you." They finally make peace. The anti-touch Melvin actually pats Simon on the shoulder, but he's still feeling down. This is all because Carol's so mad at him. But that day, she actually calls him, and he's sweating bullets. He nervously smooths his bald head before answering, and Carol says the other day's comments were a bit rude and apologizes to Melvin. She thinks it's not all her fault. Melvin puts his foot in his mouth too. So this call doesn't solve their issues, and Melvin becomes increasingly subtitles. She approaches Simon for a chat, and he bluntly reveals his true feelings. In dying here because you love her. Melvin refuses to admit she likes Carol, the thought of a woman owning her heart. That's pure panic. She won't let anyone into her world. Yet she doesn't realize Carol and Simon have already snuck into her heart. Simon boldly says she's fallen for Carol and encourages her to go find her now. Once she sees Carol, she'll figure out her feelings. She turns to dash out, completely frazzled, only to realize she didn't lock the door when she came in. Is this the secret here with you? I simply must see you.